As for the Dauphin, I stand here for him. What take him from me?
Scorn and defiance, slight regard, contempt, and anything that may not misbecome the mighty sender that we prize you as. This is my king, and if your father's highness does not, who granted all demands on large, sweeten the bitter mock you set his majesty, I'll send you to so hot an answer of it, the caves and gloomy voltages of France will chide your trespass.
Say, if my father rendered fair return, 'tis against my will, for I wish nothing but odd with England. To that end, and knowing his vanity and youth, I did send the Paris fall.
You'll make your Paris through Shakespeare, where she the mistress court of all Europe. And be assured, you'll find a difference, as we as subjects haven't wonder found, between his greener days and these he masters now. Now he wastes time even to the utmost gray. That you shall read in your own losses, if you stay there.
Tomorrow you shall bear our full intent back to our brother.
Dispatch us with all speed, lest that our king come here himself to question our delay, for he is footed in this land already.
You will soon be dispatched with fair conditions. A night is but small breath and little pause to answer matters of such great consequence.
Thus, with imagined wings to have seen flies.
Emotion no less hilarious
than that of thought.
Suppose that you have seen
the well-appointed king at Hampton Pier
embark his royalty and his brave fleet
with silken streamers the
young Phoebus fan.
Play with your fancies.
And in them behold, upon the heaven tower, shipboard climb.
Hear the shrill whistle.
With Dutch organ to sounds confused.
Behold the friend sail.
born with the invisible and creeping wind.
Draw the huge bottoms across the furrowed sea.
Resting the lofty surge.
Oh, do but think.
You stand upon the ground and behold, a city on inconstant billows dancing. For so appears the fleet majestic, holding due course to harbor.
Follow, follow.
Grapple your minds to the sternage of this navy, and leave your England.
As dead midnight still.
Guarded with
Grandsire's
babies, an old woman,
Either past
Or not arrived to
Pith
pet
and puissance,
Who is he?
whose chin is but enriched with one appearing hair.
that will not follow.
These
culled and choice-drawn cavaliers to France.
Work your thoughts, and there to see a siege.
Behold the ordnance on their carriages.
with
Fatal mouths gaping on girded Harfleur.
Suppose the ambassador from the French comes back.
Tells Harry that the king doth offer him Catherine his daughter, and with her dowry some petty and unprofitable means.
The offer likes not.
British Shire, with lives off now the devilish hand touches, and goes down all before them. Still be kind, and eat our performance with your mind.
Once more into the breach, dear friends, once more. Close up the wall. Please, there's nothing so becomes a man with modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage, and lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let pride be the portage of the head like the brass cannon. Let the brow o'erwhelm it as fearfully as doth a galled rock o'erhang and juggies confounded base, swilled with the wild and wasteful ocean. Now, set the teeth, stretch the nostril wide, hold hard the breath, and bend every spirit up to its full height. On, you noblest English, whose blood is fed from fathers of war-proof, fathers that, like so many Alexanders, have in these parts from morn till even thought, and sheath their swords for lack of argument. Dishonor not your mothers. Now attest that those whom you called fathers did beget you. Be copy now the men of grosser blood, and teach them how to war. And you, good yeomen, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the mettle of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding. which I doubt not. For there is none who so mean in face, and not noble luster in your eyes. I see you standing like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirits, and upon this charge cry, God for Harry, England, and St. George!
Plain song is most just. That's the humor in it. Look, knocks go and come, God's vassals drop and die.
Would I were at an alehouse in London, I would give all my fame for a pot of ale in safety.
And I, if forces would prevail with me, never could I fail with me.
It's duty,
Neither would I not.
but God is truly
Until I breathe!
As young as I am, I have observed these priests, watchers. I am born to them all free, yet all they free, though they would serve me, could not be aimed to me. For indeed, such antics do not amount to a man. For Bardolph, he is white-livered and red-faced, by the means whereof he faces it out. But fights not. For Pistol, he hath a killing tongue and a quiet sword, by the means whereof he breaks words and keeps whole weapons. And from him he hath heard that men are few words are the best of them, and therefore he scorns to say his prayers, lest he should be a body coward. But his few bad words are matched with his few good deeds, for he never broke any man's head but his own. And that was against the father whom he was joined. They will steal anything and call it purchase. They would have me as familiar with men's pockets as their gloves or their handkerchiefs, which makes much against my manhood if I should take from another's pocket and put into mine. For it is plain pocketing up of wrongs. I must leave them and seek some better service. Their villainy goes against my weak stomach, and therefore I must cast it up.
Captain Floyland, you must come presently to the mine. The Duke of Gloucester will speak with you.
To the mines? Tell you the dude, it is not so good to come to the mines. For, look you, the mines is not afforded to the disciplines of the war. The concavities is not sufficient, for, look you, the enemy is digged himself 400 the capture mines. By God, I will plow a ball if there is not better direction.
The Duke of Gloucester, to whom the order of the siege is given, is altogether directed by an Irishman, a very valiant gentleman, I think.
Captain Matt Morris, is it not?
I think indeed.
By God, he's an ass! And I will verify as much in his beard. He has no more direction in the disciplines of the walls, of the Roman disciplines, look you, than is a puppy.
Oh, here it comes. And the Scots captain, Captain Jamie.
Now, Captain Jamie is a marvelous, valorous gentleman, and well-knowledged in the disciplines of the wars. Upon my particular knowledge, by God, he will maintain his argument as well as any military man in the world.
I'll say good day, Captain Llewellyn.
Good day to your worship, good Captain James.
Captain MacMorris, have you quit the mines? Have the pioneers given over?
By Christ, that is still done. The work is give over, the trumpet sound the retreat. By my hand, I swear, and my father's soul, the work is still done. Ish give over. I would have blown up the town so Christ saved me, la. In an hour. Oh, tish ill done, tish ill done. By my hand, tish ill done.
Captain MacMorris, will you vouchsafe with me a few disputations according to the disciplines of the wall for the satisfaction of my opinion and my mind about the disciplines of the war? That is the point.
I say, good leave, good captain's boss. I shall quit you with good occasion as I see fit, and thus shall I marry.
It's no time to discourse, so Christ save me. The day is hot, and the weather, and the wars, and the king, and the dukes. There's no time to discourse. The town is besieged, and the trumpet calls the breach, and we talk and we Christ do nothing. 'Tis shame for us all, so God save me. 'Tis shame to stand still, 'tis shame by my hand, and there's throats to be cut, and works to be done, and there's nothing done, so Christ save me, Lord.
By the mess, ere these eyes of mine go to slumber, I'll do good service, or I'll dig in the ground for it, or go to death, and I'll pay it as valorously as I may, and I would full fain see some question between you twain.
Captain McMorris, look you under your correction. Now there is not many of your nation.
Of my nation! What is my nation? Is a villain, and a bastard, and a rascal, and a knave? What is my nation? Who talks of my nation?
Now, Captain McMorris, looking at me, you do not use me with that affability, with indiscretion you ought to use me, being as good a gentleman as yourself, both in my knowledge of the laws, and in the derivation of my birth, and in other particulars.
I'm not so good a man as myself, so Christ